Ladies and gentlemen, Togbe Afede was a member of the Council of State for 4 years. Now, Obeye member, no, he took salaries, onya incentives. He served on so many boards. Togbe Afede, at the end of his service, voluntary service to the people of Ghana, worked out as a gallant man who, at the end of the day, served this nation as an advisor to the government. At the end of the day, Abana etam sika se odkoma Togbe Afede. Say, even though ni etua for the 4 years from 2017 to 2020, no, yasa etam sika be friend S Gracia, we are giving that money to you to go and enjoy. Almost 4 billion old Ghana cedis. Togbe Afede, the CEO of Asogli. He's a man who has built life. He's a man, as we speak, the government of Ghana, Edeneka, when it comes to power purchasing agreements and giving Ghana power. Togbe Afede is not a young kid on the street. And people who have dealt with Togbe Afede know, say, he's a man of integrity. No politician in Ghana can stand on any platform to say, this man came to me for this. He has built his life. The credibility is intact. He's a traditional leader. So for Togbe Afede to consider so many things and to tell the government that from what I'm seeing now, my conscience will never let me rest when I take this money. The other people can take it. I don't have any problem with it. And I'm never going to tell the government to say, Obiso Bejine S Gracia Menfamano. But my Junimuno, I feel say when I take this money, I am doing some people in Ghana the service. Even though Sikano also the mameno, me feel say you are abino, you can use that money to do other things. And I'm speaking for myself. I am not speaking for the other people. So as we speak, the other people, majority of them took their S Gracia. So the question here is, why should Paul Adomotre come on TV to come and insult Togbe Afede? It started with Oman Hene Kodjo Asante saying that Togbe Afede is a propagandist. He is doing politics by rejecting a ex gratia. And Ghana Mremuno, there is nowhere we have written say rejecting ex gratia is a crime. In the evening, Paul Adomotre, who is a political hunting dog, came on Metro TV to come and show the highest form of ignorance by asking some of the most ignorant questions on primetime TV. Now, after his comedy and foolishness on TV, Togbe Afede took his time, his team released a statement. They made Paul Adomotre understand that every single thing that you said on your show yesterday, they have answers to it, and that you have to come with the proof. Now, when I sit on my platform to speak on issues, do scandals, there's one thing I always make sure I'm armed with, and those are the facts. Without the facts, when I come sit here and rant and say things about people, the most intelligent people or the ordinary intelligent person will look at me and say, you're a fool. We are not stupid. So if somebody comes on TV and says, Togbe Afede, not okabod we hu, wa anyes meeting say, or meeting say, na adia wa access to the government documents. Ona we the board chair of Ghana Airport. Ona we the PRO/information minister of the NPP government. You want to tell me you could not place a call to the house, the Council of State office to take the records to present on your show to make you look like a sane human being? That clearly told you or tells you, say, Togbe Afede, you know, what Paul did was basically to come and tarnish the image, the hard-earned image of a credible, intelligent, honest, patriotic gentleman. And why will somebody just do that? You ask yourself, a bro, a Jimmy, a funa odiechire, a lack of respect for themselves. And I said they know they have failed in everything in life and that they want to try and do what? Make everybody look like a failure. Because a hunting dog for a politician will always find something that is dirty to present to that politician as something worth, in fact, keeping. And that is what Paul Adomotre did yesterday. As a political hunting dog, he went out there, looked for pieces of trash to come present to his paymasters as valuable items. Let us read the letter Togbe Afede sent out yesterday. And in the same letter, or said the questions to be Babontine, and we expect Paul Adöm, that political hunting dog, to respond to these questions. This is what the office of Togbe Afede released yesterday. Now, when you see this, come out. Okay, so that's it. Let me take this picture off. All right, let me take this one too off. I'm sorry, I have. Yes, so this is what Togbe Afede's office released. And when you read the letter, it was plain English, straightforward, precise, and I expect Paul Adöm, the political hunting dog, to come out and answer these questions. Now, after that, I will let Ghanaians know who Paul Adöm is. Paul is a liar. Paul is a sycophant. Paul can kill. I say Paul can look on for people to rape his wife. The next day, he will sit on TV and say, I was at the gym. That's how dangerous that guy is. And I'll prove to you tonight why Paul said, pick it. Even when you're going to the washroom, take it with you. Paul is dangerous. Paul is a disease. Now, this is what Togbe Afede released from his office after Paul Adöm deliberately tried to soil his image. Some people are saying it's not large enough. That's why I am going to read it for you to also follow. This is what is in the letter. What is what's in the letter? My reference number is AS25 volume 5/46. Reference number blah blah. Asogli State Council press release. Paul Adöm lied. It's straightforward. Our attention has been drawn to comments and allegations made by one Paul Adöm in his Good Evening Ghana program on Metro TV on June 7th. (2022) during his discussion of Togbe Afede, Afede's rejection of ex gratia payment made to him. We ordinarily would not respond to comments from Paul Adöm knowing who he is. But while we ponder a more suitable reaction, specific allegations he made cannot be ignored. 1. The numbers Paul Adöm presented on Togbe attendance at meetings of the Council of State are both incorrect and misleading, and are disingenuous attempts to discredit Togbe's performance at the council. We challenge him to provide the council's attendance register from which he compiled his numbers for all to know the truth. So Togbe Afede is opening himself up. He is challenging you to bring that attendance book to prove to the world and Ghana, say, Togbe Afede did not go for meetings. Remember when Togbe was clarifying he serves on different committees. So if Togbe Afede is not sitting in this committee, obviously he might be sitting in another committee. So his absence here is because of his presence there. And Paul has to get that in his head. Now the second one is this. The council had 3 committees, one of which Togbe chaired, the Economy and Special Development Initiative Committee, and Togbe had an excellent plenary meeting attendance record. Togbe did not take a loan from government. SG Bank offered commercial loans to council members, which Togbe had fully repaid. Paul Adöm said, Togbe Afede, akwaje a buying loan. And Togbe Afede has come out to say clearly he never took a loan from the government, and that the loans were given by a SG Bank. And even with that, he has paid it fully. But Paul was on TV lying about things. And remember, he never came on his platform with any document. And then they be a mekache Ghana for young men and women. Ah, say be omo so mako school kakra ye pebrofo tie. Don't let these people deceive you. They are political hunting dogs. They are feeding their stomachs. They are feeding their ego. They are feeding their lifestyle. Whether you die, they will serve you poison for you to die, for them to live. In this drama, he could not bring one document to say, this is what I'm showing to you people, and this is what Togbe had done. He never did it. He just came there to malign somebody. Onim said that person sometime back was his spine. And I'll show you. Me say, he deliberately came to lie, to destroy a man. Some time back, he was Paul Adomotre's spine. Four, Togbe did not say that ex gratia payments were illegal. He believes part-time work by our senior citizens should not merit ex gratia payment by our poor country. And such statement is not clear. Togbe's first statement or they clarify the reason why he did not accept the ex gratia. 5. Finally, Togbe's rejection of ex gratia payment is not a partisan political matter. Andra Yehudiana Paul Adomotre and say anka asema Paul Adomotre kan onhini bia nanka ofri eye akamema anka Paul Adomotre will never use the kind of words he used against Togbe yesterday. With all due respect to chiefs in Ghana, about 99% of the chiefs in Ghana, what Togbe Afede has achieved, they haven't. As we speak, as a nation, we are owing this man. He is genuinely giving us power. If today Togbe Afede says he's taking Ghana to court to take everything Ghana owes, we will shut some of our power down. So these are patriots. These are people who have decided, even though they are going to lose, for the sake of Ghana, they will still make sure the Ghana machine still runs. So why would a man who cannot sleep in the same room with his wife come on TV without any facts to deliberately make it look like Togbe is doing politics, to make it look like Togbe is against the government? This is a presenter Otikrumha. Yaba Bekas, the 25 million Ghana citizens, the Christian National Cathedral. He never spoke on it. This is a presenter in Ghana. Yakache the government to come and account for COVID-19 mania. Yadima Ghana for he hasn't spoken on it. But this same political hunting dog wants to go after Togbe, who was once his spine. Now let me show you people something. You see this guy Paul Adomotre, Why adie bi o Ghana ma o Ghana ni a also start to throw Paul. Now throw MPP abino. That is why they are keeping him around. Paul is like a KVIP fly. Every place he sits, he leaves a gem. Me say, Paul, he is like a KVIP fly. Baby a obesibia no oja ne ho nka ewo ho. And o say ja eye yare. Oja some discomfort. Because deep down, he has been a failure from day one. And everybody knows what has happened to him in the law school. His level of intellectualism, his IQ does not reach there. Sometimes you see him on TV, fool around, you sit there and say, are you okay? Now, I'm in Chama DB. Why people like Paul, there are many of them in the NPP. And remember, Paul Adomotre is the Go PRO for the Attorney General. He is his media resource person. So who's a Godfrey Dami ye bibia na ye to go media nima. The Attorney General is paying Paul for that. So Paul is not somebody any reasonable, rational Ghanaian should sit and say, I am listening to. Do you know what is dangerous about what Paul did yesterday? I'm in trouble. I want to ask Paul Adöm Ochre one question before I move forward. Paul Adöm Ochre, when you enter laws or started say Oko Law School, no, who paid your fees? Do you know Togbe Afede paid Paul Adöm Ochre's law school fees? I want Paul Adöm Ochre to come on TV and say, Togbe never paid any of his fees in Ghana Law School. I want him to come tomorrow, whenever he comes on TV, say, Ombekanche Ghana for say, Togbe Afede never took a dime from his own money to take care of him. Time or call law school. Never. He should stand on TV and say that. Now, who is Eric Buedu? Eric Buedu was the link between you and Togbe Afede. He was the person who stood in for Togbe to pay your fees in school. I want you to wear the same suit and come and say, nothing of that sort happened in your life. Those monies were paid at Barclays Bank, High Street. That is where you went to take the money. I want you to come out and say it never happened. That's what I'm asking. Do you know Eric Buedu? Because he's your link man. Togbe took care of you in school. Me ma bank no send be the receipt obama answer na me show receipt you understand. And yet Barclays Bank High Street, that is where they were paying your school fees. Togbe Afede was the one paying your fees. Now my mention my dear Bakubia Emma Paul, you dangerous guy. Nobody should take that guy serious. Or a demon or a dangerous. It's an ungrateful disease of a fly. And I catch them over and over. Now see this. You see this wedding? Paul Adöm Ochre wedding. And this is his wedding picture. I'm going to put this on the screen. Now I'm for Paul Ochna, whenever he comes on TV, that Kevin Taylor said this. Share it. That is it true or false? See this. You see this car? This is Paul Adöm Ochre's wedding car. Togbe Afede borrowed Paul this car. Togbe Afede gave Paul Adöm Ochre his 7 series for his wedding. So this guy doing this, Entina Uti or mom say, he's following his stomach. He's a dangerous guy. Mr. Mushama said, this car, GR2673Q. This was the car, Paul, at the end of the wedding. He went to Togbe Afede. Togbe borrowed this car. Ordinary demand. This is Togbe's BMW, 7 Series. Paul, at your wedding, this is the car he drove in. You should come on national television and say, it never happened. I would have said a lot of things against this soul, but after I checked and the things I have, I'm looking at, it's not worth it. The only thing I can tell young Ghanaians, young people watching me, some people are demons. They are dangerous. Paul and Kanokre. If you're young Ghanaian listening to me, these are not the people to listen to if you want this nation. He's just working for the MPP. He will kill. Me say Paul can walk into his room, see somebody raping his wife. The next day he will sit on TV and say he was in the gym. That is why he doesn't sleep in the same room with his wife. So you need to be careful. The kind of people we the young ones are listening to. Me say Mushiana. Ask him, said this car or the end wedding and wine or kwaje one ho. But he sits on TV today because of politics. To denigrate a man who fed him like a chicken. A man who fed him like a dog. Why? Because or your MPP ni. I have more on Paul Adöm Ochre, but I want his response. Namachirana Debi. Say or say he's somebody only there or you're the perfect. You are forcing people to show videos and pictures. I've given him this. The man who borrowed you a car to sit in, pee in yourself, pee on yourself to act as if you were a big man on your wedding day is Togbe Afede. This is the car he gave you. You are a piece of shit, my friend. You are an ungrateful shit. There are different kinds of shit. You are the lowest ungrateful shit anyone can come across. What were you thinking of? What was your plan? What was your end game? To destroy the man? Because you are an MPP, you are with Kufuor, you are a fool. When power changes, you'll be a slave. You cannot sleep in your own house. Wait, Jimmy. I would have charged on you, but after what I have, the stuff I have, unim die ba anka we jai Jimmy no. Me say intentionally na me way me no actually me say Togbe na share go school, come all school. He was paying your fees, Barclays High Street and our fees nifa. And then do you know Eric Boedu? Do you know Eric Boedu? You know him. You, same person, Togbe borrowed you his 7 series to have that your concert wedding. Togbe car now the year. Today, what are you trying to do? When did it ever become a crime if you reject salary or reject ex gratia? That is the basic question everyone needs to be asking. Let's say all that Paul said was right. Let's say in Trolo, is it a crime for the man to reject the ex gratia? Those are the questions, or this is the question every Ghanaian should be asking. Me say, let's say, the Paul can't offer fact and it is true. But is it a crime for Togbe to say, I don't need the money? Does it make him an MPP, NDC flag bearer? You are a fool, Paul. Very stupid. I say, you are a disease of a shit. You are lower than shit. You are ungrateful. And this is just part 1. I'm going to expose you. It hurts me that this next one I'm going to do is going to affect your wife. But I have to do it because you are deceiving millions of people. It hurts me. And she's an innocent, pretty woman. But you need to get this because it's about you. It's very, very important. All right. Thank you very much. After this short break, I'll pick phone calls. You're still watching.